Good evening, everyone. I'm Lissy Bastian. It's Tuesday, January 28th. It's great having you with us. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center, PTWC, recorded a 7.7 magnitude earthquake around 2 p.m. today, some 83 miles northwest of Montego Bay, Jamaica. At 2:15 p.m., the depth of 6 miles was felt right here in New Providence. Social media buzzed with anxiety, many expressing concerns about a possible tsunami. Our news team spoke with Mr. Jeffrey Simmons from the Bahamas Department of Meteorology, who gave us this update.
There were tremors that fell from the earthquake, from the actual earthquake that took place in the ocean somewhere between. It was about 80 miles to the northwest of the coast of Jamaica, somewhere between Jamaica and Cuba. And so it was a rather strong earthquake. It was like 7.7, I think I saw.
The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, confirmed that there is no tsunami threat forecasted for anywhere in the Bahamas. Mr. Simmons explains why the eastern seaboard of New Providence felt some effects of tremors.
If there are no other actions, like other earthquakes from that, then we'd be pretty good. There is a tsunami warning out as a result of the earthquake. It's going to happen in the middle of the ocean. But however, there's only tsunami warnings out. I think there were some reports we are getting in that there was some tsunami waves going into Cuba, Jamaica, Belize, probably even Cayman. But because of where the earthquake occurred, Cuba lies right between the Bahamas and the center, the epicenter. So therefore, tsunami waves as a result of this earthquake that would be headed in our direction would be absorbed by Cuba.
Now, when our news team reached out to residents in southern Bahamas, mainly Acklins and Cricket Island, they confirmed that there was no impact from the quake. Now, according to NEMA, the Minister of State for the Ministry of Disaster Preparedness, Management and Reconstruction, has been in contact with Director of the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, or the CDEMA, Ronald Jackson, who confirmed that the CDEMA is closely monitoring the situation and will report any changes. Nevertheless, NEMA advised that the Bahamas Department of Meteorology will carefully monitor any further earthquake advisories and tsunami threat messages from the PTWC and will advise the public accordingly. Another body found off Double Breast Key, this time by Royal Bahamas Defense Force military divers. The body is believed to be that of a Haitian national who was part of a vessel that reportedly capsized a little over a week ago in the Ragged Island chain. 31 migrants were discovered alive on Double Breast Key on January 20th. As reported yesterday, 3 bodies were discovered over the weekend. 2 on Double Breast Key by tourists anchored nearby, and 1 by locals in the vicinity of Hog Key, who reported their discovery to the HMBS Madeira. This time, Marines on the HMBS Madeira discovered the body during their search, as well as a shipwrecked vessel found on the northern tip of the key. RBDF officials say the body was brought to the capital sometime around 5:30 this morning and handed over to the coroner's office. This brings the total number of bodies retrieved in the Ragged Island chain to 4. The RBDF say they continue their probe into this matter. Well, the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Lanisha Rose, says the resignation of the Valley Boys from the Junkanoo Corporation of New Providence, JCNP, was unexpected. Outside of cabinet today, she called it surprising, but says she is waiting to be briefed on the details in the Junkanoo Group's withdrawal from the cultural parades in the country. Mrs. Rose says she is hoping for unity.
Certainly surprising to hear what has transpired over the last few days. But what we want to do is continue to come together as a cultural community. I believe that the people of the Bahamas are looking to the cultural community, and particularly the Junkanoo community, to continue to unite and to be able to work out whatever issues there are. I have not been fully briefed on the details surrounding any resignation, actual or proposed. And once I have that information, certainly I would look to bring the parties together to see how we can resolve the issues that have come about.
Mrs. Rose says her ministry will not intervene in a private matter that involves private entities, but the Ministry of Culture will seek to bring resolution to the outstanding issues.
The Corporation of New Providence is a private entity, and so is the Valley Boys. So I wouldn't say intervene, but certainly look to bring parties together, and in any way we can bring peace, in any way we can assist with bringing resolve. That is what the Ministry of Culture is here for, to preserve, to promote, to advance and enhance the culture of the people of the Bahamas.
Mrs. Rose says she is confident that the Junkanoo community has great passion for Bahamian culture, and she believes all respected groups and the JCNP will come together to preserve the Bahamian culture.
And I think that the JCNP plays a pivotal role and an integral role in what the Junkanoo community does. I don't want to dismiss the work that they've done over the years. I believe there is a way that we can all come together to be able to coexist, and that is what is important.
Yesterday, the Valley Boys announced its resignation from the JCNP, saying it is unwilling and have no intent to participate in any event managed by the Junkanoo body. The group's resignation comes after its loss of the Boxing Day Junkanoo title. Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands is not seeking to trivialize the deadly outbreak of the coronavirus that hit cities in China and even made its way to other parts of the world. However, he's very concerned about other deadly viruses that have impacted even the Bahamas. 10,000 measles-related deaths when compared to 81 coronavirus deaths. The health minister says even while officials try to keep concerns about the newly emerged disease in perspective, he is continuing his call for persons to be vaccinated against measles and influenza.
There's a disease, another viral disease, that has made its way to just about every continent. I'm speaking about measles. And people think that measles is just this nice, fancy, romantic disease. 10,000 deaths from measles. 10,000 deaths from measles. And we've had measles in the Bahamas.
Yes.
Imported from France. But the possibility that people can be infected with measles, which is a lot more virulent than this new virus, it is preventable by vaccine, and we are trying to get Bahamians who have not been vaccinated to come in and be vaccinated.
While appearing as a guest on Love 97's daily talk show Issues of the Day yesterday, Dr. Sands said so far, health officials have identified some 30,000 people to be vaccinated and has launched a campaign. However, just over 11,000 people have so far been vaccinated from January to December of last year. As for the flu virus, 40,000 people have lost their lives worldwide.
So, far more deadly than this coronavirus. Treatable, preventable, and yet we are panicking. And again, I don't want to trivialize or minimize people's fear, but I say a serenity prayer quite often. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So here we have 40,000 deaths in the last month from flu. So we are worried about coronavirus. What we should be worried about is influenza and measles, even as we pay very, very, very close attention to these developments with this new virus.
Dr. Sands added that there have been deaths here in the Bahamas from the flu virus in 2019. You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.
This segment of the news was brought to you by Alive.